What is going on to you Aries out there? Hope y'all are having a great day. So let's get into it. So you Aries have the Hierophant, the Fool, and you have the Moon. So the Hierophant is definitely about you having to learn to listen to your instincts. You already are, but a lot of you are learning how to trust yourself a lot more compared to how you used to think, right? A lot of you Aries used to think, hey, if I listen to only my logic, then that should steer me in the correct direction. But then when unfortunately it didn't, enough times, you Aries started to understand experiences, the things that you would have had right the first time if you would have listened to your logic and your instincts. You would have gotten it right. So a lot of you Aries are learning how to listen to your instincts. About what? We're going to get into it. The Fool and the Moon. The Fool represents you moving forward. So there's a sense of you learning how to move forward away from idiots, things that waste your time, people that waste your time, situations that waste your time. I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. If there's no solution coming about this, if there's no solution having been made, then stop trying to waste your time talking to the person. If there's no such thing as solutions with them, then why is it that you Aries are wasting your time in the first place even talking to them? Again, I've never understood the concept of how one partner in the relationship wants to come to the other partner with problems, and the one partner is trying to solve those problems, and sometimes the person doesn't want the other partner to solve that problem. That's stupid. That's dumb. And the reason why it's stupid is because if you want the person to listen, then that's all it is that you ultimately have to say. You don't, tell the person that you want them to listen so that you can get out of your emotion. And then after, let them know that after, you don't even have to let them know that after you'll be ready for them to actually give you a solution, or you'll be ready to come up with something for yourself, or the two of you for yourselves. But just let the other person know that, hey, you're not necessarily looking for an answer so quickly, because a lot of the times one partner can come to the other partner and the partner's like, I have problems on the job. And then the other partner will be like X, Y, Z. And they're like, no, you don't understand. It's like this. They don't understand. And it's like, what don't you think that I comprehend? It's like, of course I understand. It's just that I'm telling you the answer. But if you want somebody to listen to what it is that you're saying, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But you have to let me know, though, because if you come into one partner, right, who wants to move past through the problems, this type of problem withers away at relationships, is what I'm getting at. This is New York, but it withers away at relationships. And the reason why is because when you don't solve problems, and all problems without exception are meant to be solved. So at some point, we're going to have to go ahead and double back to this problem so that we could find a solution. The ideology of like having problems and stuff like this and stuff that's just swept up underneath the rug, that's stupid. And that's exactly what withers away at the relationship as well. Like I said, the example again, how you'll go to a partner, right? An Aries, a person will come to you, Aries, or you'll go to them and you'll have a problem, or they may have a problem, and you'll try to solve it or whatnot. And then you'll be like, well, what? You came to me with a problem. I answered the problem and I gave you a solution out of many. What's the problem with it? And, oh no, you don't understand. That withers away at relationships, because it's a problem that doesn't ever actually get solved. But then you come into the person with a problem. You know what I mean? Like a person coming to you with a problem. So a lot of you Aries are just understanding that, you know, if a person is too problematic, where these problems never actually get solved, there's no kind of real solving that problem, there's none of that, then ultimately you really do have to, you really will leave them alone, because too many problems creates dysfunctions, right? Like what happens if you Aries are trying to get to know somebody and the person's talking to other people and they don't want to stop talking to other people? They talk to you, and then, like, you know, person's talking to other people and everything like that, and y'all are setting up a relationship, y'all are reaching milestones, but then they still talking to other people, but they not letting you know that. You know what I mean? Now it's like y'all in a full-blown relationship and this person isn't even telling you that they're still talking to other people when they could have, you know, to keep that trust strong. So a lot of you, again, a lot of you Aries just see these issues, right, coming. You just see it, the writing on the wall. You just see how things could be a serious potential problem later on down the line with these people if you hang out with them. And a lot of you Leos are making very, excuse me, Leo, why do I keep saying that? But a lot of you Aries, sorry about that. I don't know why I keep saying that, but it could be a Leo. But a lot of you Aries are just making very good decisions. You know, a lot of you are just like, time to dip. You know, you're seeing a lot of these issues happening before they even happen, in the sense of, not necessarily psychically or whatever. I mean, maybe, but more so from a level of common sense and discernment. You know, like if a person, like if you're interacting with a person and a person is showing you some serious issues, you know, they got a problem with learning how to work together as a team. You know, they come from a broken household. They're not really interested in their studies. See, a lot of the times, in order to combat a broken household, a person has to be interested in studies and and have their head in a book, right? That kind of usually compensates for that, is if they have outlets that they thoroughly enjoy, that is constructive, that is building them up as a human being, right? As a well-rounded person, for them to you know, exhibit some level of power, you know, in a world where they feel disempowered at this exact time, because they're usually small, right? They're usually very young. So if a person is showing you that they have these issues, right? They assimilated into the dysfunction. That's my point. Why would you Aries decide to stay with them, right? Why would you just seeing it like, nah, you got to dip. And it's a very wise decision, because King of Wands and the Six of Cups, it's not like you're missing out on these people anyway. They're still going to come back. They're still going to reach out to you, Aries. They're still going to be like, what's up? And once again, you know, maybe you Aries didn't even necessarily know that these people come from terrible households, or they dealt with all of this and all of that. But you Aries will find out, because this person may tell you some things. But see, I just want you Aries, right? They may let you know, Three of Swords, they may let you know of their heartbreak. But the Page of Swords and the Eight of Swords represents, I kind of have to skip ahead because I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. You Aries, this is the time when this person tells you some things about themselves. This is the time when you really need to watch out. This is why you got the Page of Swords, because you really need to watch out when these dysfunctional people come back. If you allow them to come back, and they start telling you some things about themselves, you're going to have to learn to still leave. This is not a connection that you Aries should have, right? I'm making a suggestion. The reason why is because of this Three of Swords, this Page of Swords, right? The Three of Swords is them communicating to you Aries about the difficulties that they have had to go through. But the thing is that the Page of Swords is about how that's where the problem though is, because they're going to find it a problem, right? to take you into the mind of a loony person, of a person who's dysfunctional. They're gonna look at it like them being vulnerable, them letting you know what's going on, right? Three of Swords, let them talking to you about their heartbreak. They're gonna see that as them oversharing. So now they didn't want to be in that position in the first place. So now they gotta act like they tough. I done seen that many a times. So immediately afterwards, you gotta understand that that was the height of the relationship. This is what I keep telling you. That was the height of the relationship. So if you Aries are coming off, fresh out talking to somebody, that's your exit. That's your exit. Don't go. I don't suggest y'all go back, because I'm telling y'all what the game is. I'm telling y'all what it is that I know. I'm telling y'all my experience and what I've learned from experience, right? And that what it is that I've learned from my experience is that I'm seeing all kind of like airplanes, stuff like this. Anyway, but this is New York City. But anyway, so that's like I said before, that's the height of the relationship. That's not gonna, you gotta understand that when someone isn't ready to actually be in a relationship and they're dysfunctional and broken, the height of the relationship is them being vulnerable with you. You will not get that level of honesty and transparency again. What's coming immediate, once you hang up the phone, once you say goodbye to them and they leave your apartment, your home, whatever the situation is, however they were vulnerable with you, you can't expect that again, because they're goofy. Because immediately what's going to happen right after that is that they're going to go, okay, let's not have that happen again. And then you're going to be calling them back, right? Thinking to yourself, oh, well, maybe I can, thinking you got to a new position with this person. Nope. Now this person got to act like they tough now. They got to act like they gangster now. So now it's, they're going to go even harder in the paint. They're going to put on the front with more effort that, hey, they tough. That's how it is that they're going to move. I'm telling you what it is. I'm telling y'all what it is. So the Eight of Swords now and the Justice represents, that's the end of the relationship. That's the end of it. That's the end. You got to move forward now. Because if you go back, I'm telling you what's going to happen, Aries. You, Aries, are going to deal with a person who made a complete 180 turn. They did a complete about face. Right? Because, like I said, like it is that I said before, dysfunctional people are so predictable. Whenever it is that they show you that level of vulnerability, what's coming immediately after that is, like I said before, all the time, the gangster stuff. This is why it is that you'll have problems. People who are caught up in the game, they'll have problems with a person who's in that type of game, right? They'll have problems, right? Because we're dating other people, because they'll be like, well, what happened? Why does this person keep switching up, or whatever the case may be? It's like, because the person is dysfunctional and broken. So you're not going to get to the height of heights where a functional person who wants to be, two functional people who want to be in a relationship can go. Those types of people are never going to get to that height if they keep hanging out with Webster. No disrespect to Webster. Dysfunctional individuals. It's not going to happen, because whatever kind of vulnerability they show you, it'll be immediately stunted with trying to act like they're the hardest individual in the world, trying to act like they gangster, trying to act like they Drake. And the thing is that the Ace of Pentacles now is about how the Ace of Pentacles is about, so for you to save yourself the time and the effort and everything like that, it's time for you, Aries, to leave. Remember what it is that you are fighting for. If you, Aries, are looking for a functional relationship, understand what your fight is. And I'm not talking about like a pow, wow, 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 right? A fist fight. That's not what I'm saying per se. What I'm talking about is understand what the objective is, what the purpose is. Understand what exactly is the point, and don't get, confused or lost in the point of trying to find somebody and then taking detours because goofy individuals who are emotionally illiterate, who bounce back and forth between making a decision on how they're going to interact with you is. Don't make the mistake of wasting your time doing that. Don't do that. I don't suggest you do that. If that's something that you want to do, go on ahead and do it. But I personally don't suggest that y'all do it. When you see somebody who is vacillating like that, it means that it's time for you to leave them alone because they're not really ready to be in a relationship. So let's clarify the Ace of Pentacles. Four of Swords, yeah. King of Cups, Six of Cups, yeah. The Sun, this is what I'm talking about. The Nine of Wands, yeah. The Four of Swords, the relationship, the connection that you have with these people is over. If you go back, if you go back, what's going to happen is a series of a roller coaster ride. The vulnerability, thinking that you on top, and then them being cold. And that's that unstable frequency, right? That instability, that constant, they're vulnerable, but now you got to break them up out of their shell again. And it's, you building a sand castle on a beach. You building a sand castle close to the water and it's high tide. That sand castle is going to get wiped out by the water. And then it's wiped clean all over again. The relationship is wiped clean all over again, no matter how long you, Aries, have known these people, no matter how long you've kicked it with them. So this is why it's so important that it's now time for you, Aries. This is why it's so important for you, Aries, to get away from all of these weirdos that has been entertaining you and you've been entertaining them. There's no real relationship that's going to come out of that. And then you have the King of Cups and the Six of Cups. When you decide to leave them alone, they're going to contact you again. This is what I'm saying. This is the cycle. They're contacting you again to pull you back in because they're emotionally dysfunctional. They're illiterate. These are people that are contacting you because they understand that you, Aries, are pulling away, right? So now they have to bring you back in. They have to welcome you back into the fold again. So they have to reintroduce you to who they are. Like I said, you're building a sandcastle close to the water on a beach that's in high tide. What are you doing? The sun and the Nine of Swords now represents sunny days are ahead of you, right? Better times are ahead of you. But the Nine of Swords, you have to go through these problems though. You got to get rid of this loser. You got to get rid of these losers that in a general sense, that's in your life. Because again, the Sun and the Nine of Swords, you have good times ahead of you, but what's stopping you from immediately accessing those good times is you got to get rid of those people. Got to get rid of them. But other than that, that's pretty much it for now. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. There's a link in the comment section below called a Linktree link. Click on it. It will redirect you to a website where there's ways to get private tarot reading from me, birth chart reading, as well as the books that I have that is on Amazon. Peace.